Hello, hello. My name is V, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Valentine's Day if you're watching this on. Oh, actually, it's the 15th over here, never mind. But if you are across the seas in Americas or wherever, happy Valentine's Day. Now, since it is Valentine's Day still in my mind, since I haven't gone to bed yet, I would like to talk about the thing that I now love, and it is something that, if you'll allow me, I want to gush about a little bit. Now, I know that a lot of people, when you receive something for free, are like, hey, you got this for free, so, you're gonna say nice things. But I think that people who have witnessed me playing Persona 3 Reload on stream know that I've absolutely been in love with this game for more than 30 something hours now. And normally I make a review later on, like, I don't know, when I finish the game or whatever. But it feels like the game's gonna be so big that I just kind of wanted to talk about it right now, because a lot of people are asking me if I think that the game is worth buying, what I think about the game and whatnot. So even though I am absolutely in love with the experience right now, huge shout out to Atlus, by the way, for gifting me the copy of the game to review at launch. I just want to try and be objective and talk about these things a little bit and tell you why it is that I love some of these things. Now, as a little bit of a backstory, I suppose, I am very, very new to Persona. I've been wanting to start to play any Persona game whatsoever for about a year now, as I'm a fan of JRPGs, so mostly Final Fantasy. My short, I guess, history slash backstory is that I used to play World of Warcraft, and then Final Fantasy 14, and then from Final Fantasy 14, I've pretty much started discovering other Final Fantasy games, 7, 4, 10 being some of my favorites, 16 and whatnot. So I thought that it was a good time to actually start playing another JRPG and see how it compares to the Final Fantasy franchise. And there are some things that have just completely stunned me in the most positive way, and I just wanted to bring that up. So I'm new to the franchise and I don't know much about it, so a lot of stuff that I am about to say are, I don't know, are probably just very shallow I guess, in comparison to what someone who's been a fan for a long time can say about the franchise and the game. But I personally love it. So I haven't finished the game. I'm about 30 something hours into the story, into my first playthrough, and I'm doing all of the side quests, all of the social links and everything. And I'm having an absolute blast. I This is one of those games that when I exit the game, I actively think about throughout the day. Like, I think about the social links, I think about what's going to happen next and whatnot. And I'm pretty attached to the characters overall. I've been I don't know. I've been having a magical time on stream. Honestly, my hours of playthrough have just melted away. I don't even know how long. I've been sitting here in the past couple of weeks just playing this game, enjoying myself. The story is quite getting quite dark, I guess, at this point of my playthrough, but I'm loving it. And this is something that I'm really grateful for, is that the game didn't wait for I don't know, 5, 10, 15, 20 hours to get good. The stories that I started, including the social links and the main story, they have been good and engaging from the start. And this is something that I have pushed through when I don't know, started playing Final Fantasy 14. I didn't have as much fun in the first, I don't know, 15, 20 hours or so. But the story eventually became better, especially in the later expansions and whatnot. But this is one of the games that I feel does a very good job with the story from the very beginning, keeps people engaged from the beginning, hopefully until the very end. I hope that's going to be my experience. So I'm loving it. I can't comment on how I've enjoyed the entirety of it so far, as I haven't finished yet. I just wanted to say that if you're looking for a game that will engage you straight away, that you don't have to wait for a long time for it to get good, maybe this is something that you'll like. Another point is music. music has been absolutely fantastic. Now, I come from Final Fantasy 14, where my standards when it comes to soundtrack and music and everything are so high. So I don't know, like it's very difficult to please me. But Final Fantasy and Persona are different in a way that Final Fantasy highlight music revolves around big story moments, whereas the Persona music just has you dancing the entire time. And this is something that's kind of really kept me addicted to the playthrough because I don't know, I go to school and the music there just slaps. I go to the temple, the music's great. I go to the police station, the music's awesome. I go to Tartarus, the music's amazing. The combat music is also great. Like everything about it is just good, and it's not, even though some of the tunes are uh, repeated, there are variations in like combat, boss fights, and everything, and the game continues to keep things fresh and knows when to do these like little tense moments when it comes to music, which is something that I really appreciate. But I can say that this is one of the best background music soundtracks that I've ever had in any game so far. When it comes to combat, this is something that I've already expected, I suppose, as someone who comes from turn based. The game kind of came very naturally to me, I suppose. And I started playing on like easy because I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into. Eventually, I switched to a normal playthrough because I realized that the knowledge that I have from other JRPGs can just be translated to this one. So, what I really like about JRPGs in general is when there is a mechanic of elemental resistances and weaknesses. This is something that I'm having a lot of fun with, and the fact that personas are also introduced as an additional type of combat mechanic and not just hunting for someone's weaknesses and whatnot and casting spells is amazing. I'm loving the background stories and the ways to fuse them. Like everything about it is keeping me engaged. This is just something that I feel about the game. This is not, hey, this is objectively this way. I personally love it. I think that there's something about having a companion, whether it's a persona or I don't know, a Pokemon or Digimon or whatever it is, like whatever big franchise, big game you look where there's a companion that you can do something with or upgrade or whatever, you can see that for some reason people are really drawn to the system, and I'm glad that Persona has managed to do this companionship thing in such a great way. I'm loving it, and I hope that if you do decide to play the game that you will love it as well. When it comes to art, obviously this is something that I've been introduced to immediately. Now if you're thinking about whether or not you want to play the game, if you don't like anime, don't bother. you know because the game is an anime fest, and I personally love it. I love anime. I love the art style of the cutscenes, and the cutscenes themselves are very high quality, but the rest of the game, including like the dialogues, you walking around the city and everything, it doesn't stand out of that standard. It is high quality, it is crispy, it is nice, the facial expressions are on point, everything pretty much is on point. The voice acting is immaculate. Everything is just, I don't know. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. It's such a good experience for someone who's new. If you're also new, if you haven't played any Persona games, you don't have to know anything about the story. I didn't know anything about the story. I didn't know anything about the previous games or anything of the sort. I'm having a blast. I don't see any reason why someone who's new also wouldn't have this kind of I guess experience. Lastly, I don't want to make this video too long, well, longer than it already is. This is something that I guess it doesn't fall into the review of the game itself, but I just wanted to give a little shout out to the community of Persona and JRPGs in general, and people who have been interacting with me since I started playing this playthrough. I have to say that this is one of the best experiences that I've ever had on stream. And not just because of the numbers, but yes, because of the numbers as well. You folks have graced me with your presence in larger numbers than I ever have anticipated. for for a new game, as someone who doesn't really know anything about the franchise or anything. You have invited me into the community and have welcomed me in such a way that I can't say anything but thank you for being so kind, for keeping my stream clean and free of spoilers, for actually just being there and enjoying seeing something that you love and someone who is new to it playing through it and enjoying it. This is something that I wanted to do, and unfortunately, even in my my home franchise like Final Fantasy, there have been some games where I did not have this kind of experience. For example, with Final Fantasy 8, I struggled a lot, and this is something that I found to be very unfortunate. With Final Fantasy 8, I didn't have as much fun streaming up until the end, when I already like knew the story, knew who the big bad was, what I need to do, and whatnot. The reason is because people were so excited about someone doing something that they love, but not loving something that they love. I was new to the game and everything, and yet I had experiences where community members have occasionally either spoiled something or backseated too much or something like that. With Persona, I'm not having this experience. Probably because there's so many ways that you can do things, and like when you're fusing Persona, everything is retrievable in a way. The game isn't as punishing, and I'm just overall having a great experience with the community that doesn't try to basically take over things that decisions that I make on in my playthrough and whatnot. So I just wanted to say thank you for being there. Thank you for enjoying this with me. Thank you for everything that you've done so far, for how you've supported the stream. Even people who don't play Persona, some of my fellow streamers from the Hearthstone community, from Final Fantasy community, have hosted me repeatedly, rated me, invited their community to join my stream and watch Persona. And I think that some people actually really enjoyed it as well. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone, to the new fans, to the old fans, to the people who have known me from before, from World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Final Fantasy, pretty much anyone who decided that my long ass Persona playthrough is worth watching, that my streams are a place where you can spend time and enjoy. And I just wanted to say thank you for that. Like I said, I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted to say these few things. Thanks again to Atlus for the game. I've really enjoyed it, and I do hope that this is a start of a wonderful cooperation with Atlus. I've been wanting to work with Atlus for quite some time, but I never really found the right game. And as someone who's, for example, not gotten herself into Yakuza or anything of the sort yet, it was a little difficult, but I'm glad that I finally have found a game to basically enter this huge rabbit hole of JRPGs and probably stay there. So thank you again. Thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your Valentine's Day, and yeah, see you later.